Good morning, guys. Welcome back to another podcast. I'm actually so excited to redo these podcasts. I know a lot of you guys have been asking for it and wanting it to come back. And what I love about it and what you guys got to understand, what I love actually doing is helping you guys out as much as possible. So the whole reason for our YouTube, I'll get straight into it, is literally just to help people and sort of show people what we do with our lives and whatnot. Everything else is obviously a plus. So I got to really turn down my WhatsApp. If you guys don't know, I just strictly use WhatsApp and I don't really like holding my phone. I feel like my phone gives me anxiety. But anyway, guys, if you guys enjoyed this podcast, don't forget to go ham on that thumbs up button. If you're listening on Spotify, if you're listening on YouTube, if you're listening on any other device, please don't forget to subscribe and follow. So on today's agenda, I'm going to do a part 1, maybe 3 to 4 part series on this, and I'll release it every single Monday. For this part, everyone's been asking me how we started Kokaine, or how I personally started Kokaine, because I did it prior Philly, and when Philly jumped on board, when we started dating, I introduced her to this whole lifestyle and stuff like that. On the next part, we'll sit down with Philly and see what she remembers and whatnot like that. Anyway, guys, so pretty much how it started is I pre-planned this. I honestly pre-planned this maybe like 10 years ago, or even like 8 years ago. So I sort of called it the Pharrell Williams plan. So if you guys don't know, I'll give you a quick backstory that I am a DJ, or was a DJ. I'm still DJing now, but not too much. And I wanted to become a decently good or famous DJ, and then use that to leverage my clothing brand, and then leverage my clothing brand to a YouTube career, and then leverage my YouTube career to business career, and then leverage my business career to have the gates just flood open. Pretty much. That's pretty much what state I am in now. So I called it the Pharrell Williams plan because you guys know he did music, fashion, clothing, and then he killed every other industry that he touched. I personally started Kokaine on the basis of I just wanted to make a clothing label that was something that I enjoyed. I enjoyed clothing. I enjoyed wearing Bape for God knows how long. Even when I was like 14 to 15, I was already rocking Bape, and I was a really big fan of the creator Nego, who currently is not the head owner or even creator of Bape, which is kind of sad. But so pretty much what I did, I started off with, I'm going to say, less than $1,000. So if that's what I'll give real pinpoint stuff. I spent less than $1,000 on the first drop of Kokaine. So what I did was I was just getting stuff printed. Like, it literally, if you guys are old school Kokaine followers, or old school HaoYouPhill followers, you guys will know we had the t-shirts that didn't look like this. It just said Kokaine either down the sleeves on a Regan tee, on like a baseball tee. We had it on just plain AS color singlets, the Bernard singlets, and like the logo was literally disproportionate. It was way too big. It was like so in your face. It's like those fake Supreme t-shirts that you used to get, and it just says Supreme like this big. That was literally Kokaine. And I literally did it with a whole bunch of friends. So I originally had a business partner, but he decided to step away from it, and I was like, cool, I'll deal with it, I'll handle it all. Shoutouts to you, bro. I'm pretty sure you regret it now, but that's each to their own. I actually have no qualms with my old business partner. He was actually a really good friend of mine that we worked at Culture Kings together. Got to take that V sip. This podcast was definitely not sponsored by V, but you guys need to definitely sponsor me. But so I started working at Culture Kings to get a better understanding of how the clothing industry worked. So I was actually one of the OG staff that started at Culture Kings. I was a DJ there as well. That gave me another platform to actually expose myself to people. And then I was literally, no joke, every single day I would bring some pieces of clothing whilst I DJ'd and sold it from the DJ booth. So I was literally slinging cocaine from the DJ booth at Culture Kings. That is literally how it sounds. I did photo shoots in my lounge room. I did stock in my bedroom. I had stock in my study room. It was literally, I lived in a house by myself that was a 1-bedroom house. Oh, sorry, it was a 2-bedroom house, but the second bedroom was converted to a study room. So it's really that really awkward shaped bedroom that you can fit just a single bed in. But I was literally just grinding out of that. Whilst this is playing, or whilst you guys are listening, if you see it on YouTube, I'll slam some photos here that you guys can see where the brand sort of came from. And then it was just a really hard struggle. Like, what you guys didn't understand, I didn't understand how to build a brand. I didn't understand how social media marketing worked. I didn't understand a lot of things. I just thought I could print a logo on a t-shirt and I was going to be the next Supreme. And I hate to tell you guys this straight up, that's not the way it works. Like, it's not going to work that way. Even though, like, some people do get lucky, some people do have really good connections, networking and all that, but that's hard work. It's not just given to you, and this stuff did not come overnight. Like, you guys, some of you guys have just been following Kokaine recently for the last year or two, but we've been around for 4 to 5 years. And the funny thing is, my very first drop of those Regan tees with the cocaine down the sides and even the singlets, I was giving them out for free with new orders that came in maybe 1 to 2 years after, because I printed out so much of it and I thought it was just going to blow up and people were just going to buy it because I created videos and I created white background sort of shots, press shots and stuff like that. And it wasn't something that really blew up the way that I thought it would be. I really was naive about it and very dumb. I'm going to call it dumb. Yeah, I was fucking stupid how I thought Kokaine was just going to blow up. So it literally started from my bedroom. It started from a dream. I started filming stuff myself. I learned how to build a website. Like, guys, don't just pay someone. I honestly do not regret not paying someone. So the learning curves that I've encountered from being able to create a Shopify account, be able to create a website in general, being able to take photos, learning how to use a camera, learning how to use Photoshop, learning how to use Final Cut Pro, all of that has led me to where I am now. So I do not regret any of that at all. Like, it was such a tough learning thing. Like, I had zero knowledge about any of these things that I learned about, even like how screen printing works, how like AS color, blank tees or Gildan, or what's the difference between cottons, GSM weights, any of that stuff even mattered. I literally, like, I was so fucking stupid. I just really thought about it right now. I was so fucking stupid that I really thought that I would print a logo on a tee and it was going to sell. Oh my Jesus. But now, fast forward 5 years or 4 years or whatever it is, I mean, it's pretty much what I'm doing still, but with a bit more knowledge. But so it started as a very small brand that a lot of people didn't know, and I struggled to sell anything. I was only selling to family and friends of friends. So it wasn't really getting out of my circle. So like people that were in the industry of like nightlife, clubbing, DJing, my friendship zone, that was literally all it was getting to. And it became more of like a, hey, like, let's support Hao because he is starting a clothing label. But what people don't understand is that your family and friends, your close group of friends can't support a brand. Like, they can't keep buying every single drop because they feel bad or sorry or like whatever for you. Like, it just doesn't work that way anymore. Like, the amount of family and friends that purchase my things now to this day is very minimal. And when they are or do, I force them to shop online or at the pop-ups. This is a whole nother story. But I'm just going to literally talk about the origins of Kokaine and how it started. And it was just a thing that I never thought it would come to this. I really didn't. I really thought I was going to be a 9-to-5 person all my life and just sort of just get a normal job and whatever. But I had this feeling in me that I just wanted to be my own boss. I was very stubborn and I didn't want to take orders from anyone else. I hated my boss. I hated getting told what to do. I hated waking up. I hated being on a schedule that was not my own and it was not created by me. And that was the driving force of me really, really trying to push Kokaine. And the funny thing is, I did a Sneaker Freaker event. I'll talk about our very, very, very first pop-up. I did a Sneaker Freaker event, and I sold one T-shirt. We spent, me, Philly, and Samson, which was my old business partner, spent 8 hours at a Sneaker Freaker meet, paid $50 for the table, and we sold just one tee. So like profit was maybe like $20. And then on top of that, it was like time, effort and all that. That's just a loss of money. And it was a great, was it a great brand exposure? I personally don't think so. I personally don't think that was the best thing I could have done with my time and stuff like that. But I'm not saying don't do pop-up events. I'm not saying don't do sneaker events. I'm just saying you need to do something prior that to make your brand recognition a bit higher and cooler. But even when I think about it now, I'm just so disappointed in myself. But at the same time, I don't find it as a bad experience. I find it as a very massive learning curve that I took on the chin, and I took it hard. Like, I had so much stock. I had literally a wardrobe full of these Kokaine nasty ass printed tees. Like, they were so nasty. Like, it was just like, I don't know. I don't even know what I was doing. And then I decided like I wanted to do some cut and sew stuff. So like I went to my parents' place, learned how to sew again. Like, and I learned how to cut patterns. I learned how to understand how to draw stuff and learn how to actually put pieces together. I started sewing some pieces and selling that. And then it just became like, okay, cool. I'm just spending a lot of time on this for at least amount of income. And then I realized it was my passion because of that. Because I actually stopped caring how much money I was making, and I just cared that if I enjoyed myself enough that I'll be able to continually do this. And for one, I didn't have a crazy lifestyle. I wasn't doing dumb shit. I wasn't going out. I'm still only really spending money on cars and clothing. And clothing that I like materialistic stuff that I personally like. I'm straight up gonna say it. Like, yeah, sometimes I am really super materialistic, but at the same point of it, it's the only thing I really spend my money on. Like, I don't do drugs, I don't drink, I don't do anything crazy to that kind of nature. I don't gamble, none of that stuff. So I always sort of made it fed other hobbies of mine to keep myself happy. And I think at the end of this podcast, I really just wanted to tell you guys that if a brand is something that you guys want to create, and for the last 8 minutes or so that I've been telling you guys about my struggle, no matter how hard the struggle was, I was mentally happy. And I felt like that was the most important thing about it. And I could spend more time with Philly. I was at home more often. I was able to sort of just really be out there, be social, and really understand everything else. But I'm going to rewind it even further back. So even 6 to 8 years ago, if you guys are working retail right now, take that experience in. Take how you speak to customers, take how that business works, take everything in and understand that. Because I worked retail for a long time. A long time is like 2 to 3 years. Sorry, I over exaggerated that. But I learned how to speak to customers, how to deal with complaints, how to handle money, understand how a business closes and opens, what's most important. Don't just go in and check out. Really, if it's something that you really want to do, like open your own business, it doesn't have to be with merchandise like me. But I would sit there and just really analyze the business, what the boss does, why he does things, like how he treats staff. Maybe that's not the way that you want to treat your staff. Maybe my bosses really didn't care that much, to be honest. And that's why with my sneaker laundry stuff and my Kokaine stuff, I spoil them. I've taken them to concerts, I've taken them out to dinners, we went paintballing. You guys see it on all the vlogs. Me and I treat him really well. I feel like he's a younger brother to me, same as Christian, same as Joe that's coming back, same as Josh, Seb, Eugene, all those alien and all the sneaker laundry boys. They're more like family to me, and I want them to understand that when they leave sneaker laundry or Kokaine or 2 Cents or Essential Pieces or Uwu, any of our businesses, that they walk away with a life experience rather than this was just a job and I hated it. Like I'm here to help, and I'm here. I understand that you'll forever not be working with us if you're not family, and you just need to walk away with something better. So going back to the whole thing is that if retail's your thing right now, learn as much as you can. Anyway, so going back to the start of the growth of Kokaine. So it was insane. It was insane. I was struggling for a year. Nothing was getting sold. Like, we weren't selling any t-shirts. The website was not doing anything. I didn't understand how to send traffic. Oh. And sorry, when my business partner just walked through the door. But we really struggled, and there was no sales. There's no online sales. I didn't know how to drive traffic online. I didn't know how to promote myself on Instagram, Facebook, stuff like that. And it was just an insane, hard time. But I appreciate you guys for listening to this podcast. I'm literally going to end it here, and then part 2 of it will be how I started the growth of Kokaine, and maybe that's something that you guys can do and follow my footsteps. But it was actually a really, truly believe it was a really smart and ingenious way that I grew Kokaine and my personal brand. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit everything else, and share this with your family and friends if this is something that they want to do. Follow this journey with me when I sit down and talk to you guys about how I created the brand that you guys know as Kokaine. Peace. Thank you. Arigatou gozaimasu.